Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and today I've got a really special brand new color. This is Royal Blue Cypress, and this bright blue shade on a leather for our wallets has been requested by many people over the last few years because we had this leather here, and this leather in my hand is a leather called Blue Rockford, and it has a really great vibrant blue undertone. So you can see as I flex this leather, we've got some of these lighter aqua blue tones underneath the darker blue on the surface. And the reason that we didn't want to move towards this particular leather, the Rockford, was because it's a little bit stretchy. So you see, if I pull this apart, there's a significant amount of stretch in the Rockford leather, whereas on the Cypress leather, there's very minimal stretch, which is how it was developed. Took a trip over to the tannery this morning and I took a few videos of some of the process for how they make this brand new Royal Blue Cypress. All right, we're here at the tannery. Let's take a look inside at some of the processes that the tannery does to make this Royal Blue Cypress. So this is a look at some of the tree bark extracts that the tannery uses. You can see they're all very crystalline. So all of those tree bark extracts go into these tanks where they're steam heated and cooked down. You can see what some of the tanning liquor looks like inside of this kettle. This is a look at a more traditional veg tanning method as opposed to the Cypress, which is a little bit more modern. Inside of these pits is where all that cooked down tree bark extract goes. And you can see right here on all these sticks, this is where they're tanning the shell cordovan. This is a process called pit tanning. So instead of pit tanning in the drums, the Cypress leather, which is actually a latigo tannage, gets tanned inside of these wooden drums, which makes it a little bit faster to produce. It's a little bit more of a modern way to tan and retan some leather. All right, after the leather is retanned, it's soaking wet. So they need to dry it out. And this is a process called vacuum drying. See, the leather here has just been dried. In the tanning process, the leather does pick up a little bit of uneven thickness. So this is a process here called dry splitting, also known as bump splitting. You can see the split part coming off on the bottom. All right, we're in the finishing department. This is a machine called a spray machine, which is typically used to spray different finishes, including colors and adhesions and top coats. So let me show you how this looks. Right now they're spraying top coats on some black chroma stuff. Both the Cypress and the Dublin leather get a hard wax finish, and this is what the wax looks like as it's hardened up. But all that wax gets steam heated in these steam kettles. So this is what the blue dye looks like that gets sprayed on top of the Cypress. And one of the final steps here in finishing, this is a process called plating. And right now they're running a smooth plate that kind of looks like a mirror here. You can see something above. This is actually a hair cell plate to give the impression of a natural grain character. But you can see what the smooth plate does here. So let me show you some of the wallets that we're going to be offering in this brand new leather. First up is our most popular wallet style. This is the Johnny the Fox in that Royal Blue Cypress. You can see the dollar sticking out of the back here. This is a bill slot in the back where you can put US dollars. It does not fit some of the taller euros and taller yens. And on the inside, we have 6 card holders, and you can see we also have 2 hidden card slots underneath. And all the edges on the Blue Rockford are also blue, and that's because this leather is a drum dyed leather. Like we saw at the tannery, all the leather gets a little bit of color added into the tanning process. And this is our vertical Bugs Moran. This is a card orientation that many people have been asking from us. So we started including it in a lot of our offerings. You can see on the back spine here, that lighter aqua blue shade, just like we had in the Royal Blue Rockford. We're trying to match that same two-tone effect in the leather. It's called a pull-up effect. You get that lighter aqua blue color from the undertones and then a little bit darker on the surface. Let me give you a look at the grain character here, because on the Cypress leather, it's got a very pronounced grain. Let me give you a closer look at the grain character here. You can see there's a lot of very fine detail in the grain of this Cypress leather. And we have that bright, shiny luster because of the waxes that have been applied to the surface. And next up here is the wallet style that I prefer to wear. This is our Fat Herbie wallet. If you wear your wallet in the back pocket, I suggest this wallet style to you. It just lays flatter in your back pocket because of the unique card card layout on the inside. None of these card holders are stacked on top of each other, so you're spreading out your credit cards over more surface area. And I really like having the bill slot in the back with this thumb notch. And I find this thumb notch and large bill slot on the exterior make cash very easy to get inside and out of. So speaking of which, this is the Fat Herbie that I've been wear testing for the last few weeks. It's probably been about 5 or 6 weeks wearing this leather, and just look how nice and bright and shiny this leather has become. I just did a little bit of a quick brushing before putting this one on camera, and I wore test this on vacation. I put this wallet in a backpack with some keys, and it was getting some scratches. And let me see if I can try to find the spot that was scratching up a bit. There's like a little scratch in the leather here, but the Cypress really absorbs all those scratches and they tend to blend in very, very nicely. So let's get a little bit of a before and after look here. This is what the Blue Cypress looks like before wearing. That really glassy, shiny luster, I think, is extra special. It's almost like the grain layer has become a little bit more filled in just from polishing in my pocket and just wearing it every day. Up next is the baby brother to the Fat Herbie. This is our Tony the Ant wallet, where we have that same exterior bill slot with the thumb notch. It is a little bit smaller. In fact, it's significantly smaller, so I'll lay the Tony the Ant on top of the Fat Herbie, and you can really see the difference in size right here. Tony the Ant is significantly smaller, and the way that the Tony the Ant was developed was also from our customer feedback. People really liked the aesthetic of the Fat Herbie with this exterior bill slot, and they wanted it a little bit more slimmed down. And that's how Tony the Ant became. And because we had to slim down the size of it, we couldn't do that unique card layout that the Fat Herbie has. So we have stacked card holders on the inside of the Tony the Ant, one larger one underneath. This goes all the way to the back, so you can actually fit US dollars folded in half in the larger of the two compartments, and then normal credit cards on top. And now to some of the minimalist styles. This is our Capone money clip, also in that royal blue Rockford. Something magical about this color that really stands out. This is one of the first leathers that I've worn in a wallet where I tend to get compliments most times that I take it out at a restaurant or like a grocery store or something like that. This is a really striking wallet that people seem to really want to comment on. And on something like the Capone money clip, this is great for a front pocket or a minimalist wear. You've got 4 credit card holders, 2 on the outside of the wallet, and then the inside there's this spring bar money clip where you can put US dollars on the inside of the Capone. Up next is our Frank the Enforcer, and this does not fold at all. One of our more minimalist card holders. On the front of the Frank the Enforcer, we have 2 card holders. There's a larger slot in the center of the wallet that will fit US dollars folded in half. And then on the back, we have 1 card holder with a little thumb notch. And last but not least, this is our one-shot card case. And when we launched this one a few years ago, we thought this was a good option for people to experience leather for themselves in an inexpensive way. So this is a very small, very minimalist design. It does have 1 slot in the center, which is how it came up with its name. And this was designed again with a minimalist in mind to wear their stuff in the front pocket. You can actually fit some cash inside of here, but I don't necessarily recommend it. I usually like to put like 4 to 6, maybe 7 or 8 credit cards in here. It just depends on how much you want to jam in there. I find using a little bit less cards makes it a little bit easier to use. So there you have it, brand new Royal Blue Cypress. I love this color and it's really special. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the raw denim shell cordovan, that blue essence you get in the leather. And I don't see a lot of nice, vibrant blues in the world that don't look completely finished and fake, where this Royal Blue Cypress has a very natural and aniline finish to it. You can see right through the finish layer and it looks still like leather, but just a brighter blue. So I think that makes it extra special and unique. And then for me, just wearing it for the last couple weeks, I can't believe how resilient this leather is. So I'm really excited to be able to offer it today in these 8 wallet styles. If you're interested in one of these, you can find it on our website, ashlandleather.com. It's under the private stock page right now, and we'll see how people like this. If people enjoy this leather and color, we're going to be making this one a standard offering just because I think it's so special. So hopefully you guys agree. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and until next time, I hope you have a good one.